Where yogurt bubbles, so does paranoia. Location: the Dairy Commune, Sofia, Bulgaria. Entry protocol: moo twice, knock once, tray. Behind the puppet theater, revolution ferments in a broken fridge. The back alley smells like scorched milk and failed empires. A rusted steel door squats beneath a painted cow puppet, its left eye drifting just slightly off-center, like it's seen too much and gone mildly insane. Above the handle, faint scratch marks spell something in Cyrillic. I don't read it. I moo instead. Twice. Then a single knock, sharp, intentional. The secret knock of a man who knows the yogurt in his coat could collapse a government. Something inside moves back, mechanically, like a dying cassette tape. The door clicks. I enter. Inside, the air is thick with mold and meaning. Fluorescent lights hum like a bad conscience. Steam rises from repurposed fermenters, once used for state-approved sour cream, now burbling with subversive strains. A janitor pushes a mop down the hallway, muttering Kafka in Bulgarian. The bacteria do not recognize the tribunal's authority. I don't ask questions. Not here. The Dairy Commune is a maze of tiled walls, flickering bulbs, and unsanctioned microbiology. Propaganda posters hang like mildew. Pasteurize the people, with black ink scrawled over them. Unpasteurized means uncontrolled. On a central workbench, someone is tattooing a Lactobacillus strain onto a goat. The goat looks bored. Another man, lab coat unbuttoned and eyes full of late-stage burnout, chants old resistance poetry into a sealed yogurt jar. I recognize the rhythm. Counter-intel code disguised as avant-garde dairy verse. This place isn't a lab, it's a cult, a scientific insurgency wrapped in whey and wrapped again in madness. And their high-priestess? She walks in dragging a sterilization unit that looks like a flamethrower. Nadya. She doesn't speak at first, just eyes me up like I'm a questionable sample that might need boiling. Her lab coat is stained with something halfway between iodine and blood. Cigarette tucked behind one ear. Clipboard in her hand, notes scribbled in fermented shorthand. "You're the Swiss?" she says. "You look more fermented than fresh." I nod. That's how I stay shelf-stable. She doesn't smile. She slams a yogurt jar in front of me, wax-sealed, humming faintly. "Why 13? You came for this. You don't get to taste it." She leads me into the fermentation sanctum, a cold, silent chamber lit by a single dangling bulb and the holy glow of bubbling cultures. The walls are lined with refrigeration units disguised as filing cabinets. The air smells like something ancient struggling to stay alive. Nadya cracks open a side panel. Inside, centrifuge parts welded to a child's bicycle. "The Soviets confiscated all our lab tech, so we improvise. Ride or die, comrade." She drops the Y13 ampule into a spun glass tube, cranks the pedals with a booted foot. The machine whirs like a cat choking on a manifesto. This is where it gets weird. "It's not just yogurt," Nadya says. "Y13 is a living dossier." She pulls out a strip of microfilm, holds it up. Letters emerge under UV. Names, dates, locations, all encoded in bacterial DNA, laced into the genome of a centuries-old strain first isolated in a cave monastery by monks who died mysteriously during the Khrushchev thaw. "Every spoonful contains information," she says. "Every fermentation, a record. Feed it the wrong milk, it mutates. Feed it the right one, it tells you everything." She looks at me hard. "But only one man can ferment it right. I already know the name. Bozhidar." Of course it's Bozhidar. The man with the too-clean apron. The sourdough whisperer. the shepherd-turned-sous chef with hands that smell like betrayal and oregano. His gut flora, Nadya says, is the cipher. Turns out, the bacteria bond to the fermenter's biosignature. Bozhidar's body chemistry is the final key. His digestive system, a living decryption protocol. Without him, the culture collapses. Or worse, it lies. I think of the kefir he offered me, of the smile that stretched just a little too far. A siren wails. Someone in the back screamed. The goat knocks over a vat labeled, "Do not disturb, contains truth." Nadya curses in Russian and Bulgarian simultaneously. Someone tried to smuggle in blue-string yogurt. Everything freezes. Blue string doesn't exist, which means it definitely does. She grabs me by the collar and shoves me into a side chamber, ice cold, reeking of sour milk and secrecy. The refrigeration hums. A single yogurt jar sits in the center of the floor, lit like a relic. "You're not just a courier now," she says. "You're the contingency." She hands me a second jar, Y13, sealed in wax, marked "Property of no one." On the bottom, Bozhidar's name, once in ink, once in blood. "Protect this. If he's flipped, the culture goes into exile." The room's glow hiccups. In the distance, a puppet creaks on its string. I slide down a hidden dairy chute lined with insulation and resignation, land in a cart of fake butter labeled "Export Only," pull the hood over my head, clutch the jar to my chest like a bomb, because it is. The culture is alive, and if Bozhidar is turned, it dies with him, or me. Like the taste? Good. Still hungry? Then get your mitts on Bites Uncharted, the Cold War recipe files. 7 chapters, 50+ recipes, and enough culinary sabotage to make your pantry flinch. Me versus Yuri the Fork. Dumplings rigged like briefcases. Goulash of mass distraction. If your spice rack feels like it's missing classified intel, yeah, this is the file you're looking for. Link in the description. Bites out. Eat boldly. Cook recklessly. Travel hungrily.
Sofia stinks of secrets and cold. Cabbage in the streets, yogurt in my soul. They call me Swiss, but I ferment for the East. I came for a curd, left with a feast. But Nitsa lady gave me phyllo with a knife and cheese. Whispered truths about regime and wife. Took a bite, boom. They'll find your shame on the wrapper that can touch your lives. That's the game. Raise your spoon, let the yogurt sing. Truth you think sweet, yet sour is sting. Boil it once, then taste with your trust. Freedom's rising from beneath the crust. The milkman swing rates beans cursed. Real safe but lose reversed. The John my coat glows like a sin. He does apron too damn clean. Skeffy used to mutter in its sleep. Now it smiles too smooth, too deep. He serves me a bowl, candlelit doom. But the dill on the rim spells they're in the room. Raise your spoon, let the yogurt sing. Ferment the lie, expose the king. Stir it twice, then run like you must. Justice curdles when there's no crust.
Swallow none. This ain't deli. It's the dark spoon across the borders, blessed in phyllo. Stack with subversion.
Raise your glass, this